Welcome back, Warriors, to another Battlefield 2042 video. I'm your commanding officer, Major Doodleman149, and in today's briefing I'll be taking a look at the current roster of weapons we are capable of deploying with and seeing if they could be better sorted into different categories than the ones they currently reside in. Needless to say, I will not be addressing any vault weapons in this reassignment, but let's not waste any time, recruits, let's get into this. First off, we'll be looking at all of our sidearms. Currently, we have the G57, the MP28, the M44, the P51, the NVK P125, and the Super 500. I think it goes without saying that this list will remain as it is. There aren't any other small weapons in the other categories that would fit here, and none of these weapons, aside from perhaps the Super 500, would even feasibly fit into another category. The reason I leave the Super 500 where it is relates to its very short effective range, no one-shot slug capabilities, and its incredibly limited ammo capacity, making it only useful as a backup weapon. Our next class, the SMGs, will have some minor adjustments. We currently have the PBX-45, the best SMG out there, the PP-29, the MP-9, the K-30, and the AC-9. All these weapons should remain in their current designation. They are all pistol caliber weapons, and despite the PP-29's LMG-sized cylindrical magazine, it should also remain in this class. However, the first order of business here is to add another weapon to this class. Surprisingly, after some consideration, it is not the AM-40. I would continue to refer to that weapon as the best SMG in this conflict. However, its use of an intermediate cartridge for me disqualifies it from this category, even if its predecessor, the AK-74U, is put in here. No, instead, I recommend that the VCAR be moved to this category. While it would lose its powerful headshot multiplier, it would remain the strongest per shot and longest range SMG available. Its compact size and use of pistol caliber rounds makes it a lighter weapon and should then fit into this category, just not as an SMG that can be fired in full auto. It would be an outlier in terms of battlefield use amongst the others of this category, but would then also be granted a benefit when used by medics. Next, we have the assault rifles. This list currently includes the M5A3, the AK-24, the SCAR, the AC-42, and the AM-40, and a ridiculously over-engineered RM-68. These weapons should all remain in their category. They all use intermediate to high caliber rounds, have a respectable magazine capacity that hovers around 30 rounds, and all have increased range and recoil when compared to the SMGs. However, we again have a newly suggested addition to this category, the BSVM. Despite this weapon being a 3-shot kill at its strongest, it does not fit the DMR class as much as I think some other weapons do. It has an ammo conversion that essentially turns it into a low damage, almost SMG style of weapon, while the high powered rounds can be fired in full auto. No DMR should be full auto. As such, it would fill an assault rifle role of having limited ammo, stealth, and the strongest damage per shot as it currently does. It would need tweaking and headshot damage to keep it from being an unstoppable death dealer on the battlefield, however. Our current roster of light machine guns includes the LCMG, the PKP-BP, the Avances, and the RPT-31. All these weapons should remain for obvious reasons, and I cannot think of another weapon we are deployed with that would be added to this category. Now, soldiers, we arrive at the most affected category on this list, the marksman rifles. We currently have the DM7, the SVK, the VCAR, and the BSVM. As I previously stated, the VCAR and BSVM have been removed from this list. However, this list will be earning itself some new additions as well. For starters, the Government 4570 and the crossbow should be removed from the tactical category into the DMRs. The Government 4570 is a low-capacity, slower-firing weapon with a one-shot headshot capability. However, while this sounds more like a sniper rifle, its effective range and bullet velocity pale in comparison to the other true sniper rifles. It is a weapon for medium to long-range fights, and that's exactly where DMR should shine. Now, the crossbow lands in this category as well, but, as with the VCAR, as an outlier. It also has one-shot capabilities to the head, but it also offers a one-shot to the body within a certain range. Again, much like a sniper rifle. However, as with the Government 4570, the shorter effective range of the weapon and the slow bolt velocity are what put it in the DMR category for your CO. Our next category, unlike the last, will remain largely unchanged. The current sniper rifles we can deploy with include the SWS-10, the DXR-1, and the NTW-50, with the last one being the outlier. All these weapons fit their category perfectly, and nothing else feels that should be added here. So where does that leave us, soldiers? That's right, with the tactical category, or as I will now be referring to it, the shotgun category. We currently have the MCS-880, the Government 4570, the 12M Auto, the crossbow, the Rorsch Mark IV railgun, and the NVK S22. With the weapons I've already removed from this list, we are left with, well, basically shotguns. The MCS-880 and the 12M Auto and the NVK S22 all belong in this category for very obvious reasons. However, this leaves us with the railgun. This weapon, personally, doesn't fit anywhere in this conflict. It is a sniper rifle, an assault rifle, and an SMG all in one. It's probably the only true tactical weapon in the tactical weapons category. So I leave this up to you, soldiers. Where would you put the railgun on this new weapons list? I look forward to your input. So that is all, warriors. That concludes my attempt at better arranging the weapons for this 2042 conflict. There are no additions to the sidearms, light machine guns, or sniper rifles. However, there are some potentially contentious changes to the SMG category, the assault rifles, the DMRs, and the newly created shotgun category. What did you think of my changes? Were there any that you feel are out of place or that you would have done more with? Permission to speak freely is granted. If you felt your CO did an adequate job today in this briefing, then be sure to leave me a like, super thanks, or subscription to show the brass at HQ that I could do with a larger audience. So with that, I've been your CO, Major Doodleman 149, and until next time, you are all dismissed!